this is my mother plants now cut up, but this is something I needed to do. I don't think, if I don't talk much during this section, please bear with me. I'm not really a propagator when it comes to cutting my collection, unless like I'm gonna sell off a part of the plant. But if any of you guys are interested in purchasing a cutting from me, you can always message me on Instagram, email me plantingwithjewelyn@gmail.com if you're in the US. I'm just going to make decisions here, and I mean ideally like something like this, if I really wanted to keep it. I don't know, this is a tough one because I could definitely cut here. Maybe I will do that, but this is a nice cutting. I don't know. I think for now I'm gonna leave it, and we'll stick this section here in water. And if I feel like I don't like this, I'm going to cut right here. As you see, this would be like a good section for me to cut. So for now I'm gonna leave it because I have so much here that I know I'm going to really like, I don't want to say butcher because this is what it feels like that I butchered my plant. Like here's another section. Now this has to be cut, so I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it right here. Okay, so you see, and I think I'm going to take this off here. So this is a nice cutting. I approve this one. So we'll leave that. Thumbs up the video for me to finally do what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna take this section off. Yeah, this right here is pretty wonky, so I'm going to probably cut here. And whatever I don't sell, I'm eventually one day, hopefully sometimes towards the several months from now in the year, when they have roots, I'll plant them up. In fact, I have to do another planting with Jewelyn because I have like cuttings that was gifted to me from a subscriber that I feel like I should plant up. It's just been sitting in water. Here it is. There's just so much going on down here on my lap. This looks pretty crazy. I think I'm gonna cut here because the way how it's growing, technically I would want it here because this is a good section to keep, but because of the leaf how it's growing, I'm going to cut that and then cut here. Let's see how this does. I've never had such a small cutting before. All right, moving along. This is like really testing me as a plant parent. Okay. I'm gonna make a cut here. Like this here, this is, let's take this off. You look pretty sad. This leaf is curling. Okay. This cutting here, I feel like I would love to keep. But if I would cut, I would cut probably here and have two. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll cut right here. Here's one. This is a nice cutting. And I'll cut. leaf is pretty sad looking, but I feel bad. I'm gonna try to see if I can save it. If not, it'll get thrown out. But here's another nice cutting. Okay. Wow. Tough one. I think I'm going to cut this, see if I can save this as a cutting. This is crazy, so I'm going to, wow, I don't even know where to begin. Since I cut the other one, which I didn't want to, I'm gonna try to see if it'll root for me here. And if I'm like decide to cut the plant, I'm going to cut it right here and then cut this off. Then I'll have two. But for now, I'm gonna just leave it like this. Okay, moving along. Yeah, it's getting a little crazy here. Okay. Go take this. It's damaged. This is a nice cutting. I think I'll let it be for now. Okay. To be determined in the near future. Let's cut here. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Wow, look at this. Let's take this section off. This one. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. This is not in a very good condition, but I will propagate it. I'll propagate it, and then I'll cut here. See if anything will come of it. This is such a nice cutting. I think I'm gonna cut right here because the way how it's growing right here in this section, I'll do this. All right, okay. If I would cut this again, I would probably have this here as one cutting and then propagate this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right, I did it. This looks crazy, but I'm gonna let it be. Okay. I'm gonna put this in a nursery planter and stick this in the greenhouse and see what happens. Okay, this is crazy. I think we'll cut here. This can be one cutting. Technically, I don't like the way how this is growing, but it could be fixed once I stake it up, you know? So I'm gonna leave this. There's some nice roots here. Pile is getting high of cuttings. This looks crazy. Let's cut right here. This can be another cutting. Okay, we're almost to the end. Okay, yeah, this is crazy, but I'm gonna keep it like this. I'll stick this section in water and see what happens. I know. Okay, last. Oh, what? Here's an. I think I'm gonna cut here. Okay. Last one. Okay, this is kind of crazy, but there's a new leaf here, so I'm going to keep it. And we'll cut it here and then stick this in water and see what happens. I know this is growing weird, but I did it. I did it. Let's see what I have here. One. As I said, this is just the initial cutting. If I feel like I'm gonna cut them down smaller, I will. But for now, at least I got this far in this stage. There's like, this was the one growing past its stake, and then it just was growing wild by my fountain. Now, what I'm gonna have to do is, I think I'm gonna put, if they can, all fit in one glass, these single leaf cuttings. Cuttings in one glass. I'm gonna have to look through my collection of bottles here. Can't believe I did this, but I did it. So give me credit. That was not easy for me to do. So I guess that's the thing, you know, like if you vine your plants along a window, it's bound to get long and leggy. As you could see the difference between my mother plant that is staked up, which I put back now by the fountain. It was so lush and full, and it was grabbing onto my pole. And I've had them about the same time, so it's just interesting, you know, like the decisions you make for your plant. I mean, now look at what I'm having to do with my vining plant. So this is all my cuttings that have one leaf. So I'm gonna try to find a jar that I can just sit it in just like this. And I mean, I could even just lay this one in my fountain like this. Sometimes I do that. If there's like a random section of my plant that accidentally breaks off, I'll just stick it in my fountain and it starts to propagate. Okay, so these are my cuttings that have 2 leaves. So we have 4 of them. So far. And then it gets into the crazy ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know this one is crazy. 5, 6. Okay, so these are the 6 crazy cuttings. They're special, but we'll figure it out along the way. So I got all these and I got all these. So here it is. I cut them up. I am what I'll do is on next week Thursday's check-in, because I need some time to go through my propagation vessels, my glass bottles, to see which ones are appropriate for these cuttings. But I have so much things to do right now before the sun goes down, so I at least wanted to do this in today's video, taking the time to go through the plant and make my initial cuttings. Comment down below, what do you think about my decisions, and would you have done what I did if your plant was looking crazy or overgrown? And the planter that I took all of the trails off that was binding on my window, that'll go in my greenhouse. I can transfer it to like a nursery planter if I want. And I will probably update you guys on the next Thursday check-in on the setups for these, so stick around for that. But this was something that I was avoiding because I didn't want to cut into my plants, and that's the honest truth. I mean, I've had them for so many years, but these are all cuttings. So if you guys are interested in purchasing a cutting from my collection, from my mother plants, reach out to me if you're in the US. And I've taken so many cuttings from these mother plants over the years, and as you can see, they're still growing for me. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was something that I needed support with, and I'm so glad that you guys were here with me along the way. And we'll see what happens to the cuttings in the upcoming months. And for now, I'll stick them into water and we'll go from there. That's gonna be it for today's Planting with Jewelyn. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I am looking forward to seeing the progress of the cuttings. Hopefully all of them will make it, and I will see you very soon. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads between the main channel and the vlog channel. You get a video each and every day. Aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye, happy planting.